Yeah, so I'm Andre Sanchez. I'm the head of marketing at Creditspring, and we're one of the proud winners of the Business UK Awards.
Could you provide an overview of your career journey that ultimately led to you becoming the head of marketing at Creditspring, along with a brief description and history of the business?
Yeah, so I started out kind of way back when. Actually, it started out agency side. It was something straight out of uni. Really enjoyed working in direct marketing. So understanding that, how you take an action and what reaction that draws from consumers. And I enjoyed the kind of the whole theoretical side of it. But being agency side, you're always a little bit sort of one step away from where the decisions are actually made. So I quickly moved into a more client side role, which I think is where kind of my heart really lies in terms of helping to shape the strategies, helping to make those decisions. So then moved around a few clients. So worked for companies like Sony, like O2, heading up the acquisition side of the business, and latterly at Freesat, who's the satellite TV platform. Then in May of 2023, moved to Creditspring, so a completely new category for me. We're also a startup, so again, it was completely new to me, but really a massive challenge to kind of take on, and such an interesting proposition. And actually, how do we take that to market? How do we make it more popular, and how do we make this model really a concrete thing in the UK? So the business is, I believe it's about 7 years old, and it was started up purely because the short-term lending space had gone through the ringer, right? We know all of the organizations that were kind of being quite predatory to consumers, and rightfully so. Regulation stepped in to stop some of that happening. But the reality is also those people didn't then have anywhere else to turn. They were kind of left hanging a little bit. So we were set up to kind of try and meet that need, but do so in a way that was safe, that they could understand, I think, importantly, and also something that they recognize in their everyday life. So we set up a subscription business model, ultimately. So no different to how you now have your Pret subscriptions, how you have your Spotify subscriptions, etc. But it's just applied to a loan. So it's no interest loans. All you do is, depending on the size of the loan, is you pay a fixed fee on a monthly basis. And the other great thing, I think, for that is that actually we don't, to a certain extent, sort of discriminate depending on who you are. So what I would pay for one of the loans is exactly the same thing that the Prime Minister would pay for the exact same loan. So the circumstances don't dictate, to a certain extent, what you pay. They might dictate how much we can lend you, but not what you pay for that service.
What new challenges have you faced as the head of marketing at Creditspring, and what advice would you give someone who is maybe looking to enter the fintech industry?
So, the strangest thing, I think, was just getting to grips with the terminology. Every industry has their own kind of acronyms, etc. So actually trying to figure out, oh my God, what does this mean? I'm pretty sure I was annoying the CEO and the CFO, going, I don't quite understand. But fortunately, everyone was really kind and kind of very patiently kind of explaining me through it. So but that's always a change in any new role. I think also the regulated nature of this of the industry. I think it can be both a blessing, it can be a challenge, but actually it can be a fun challenge around. Okay, we know we have. Even as an organization, we have a massive ethos around how do we make our members' lives better. So things like the introduction of consumer duty for us, whilst it's never simple, we were already some way through that journey anyway, because of how we actually want to treat our members and the whole mentality of the organization. But it's just understanding kind of where the nuances are. I think we could probably be a lot more expansive with some of the other categories that I worked in, mobile phones, etc. Here, we have to be really sensitive to the nature of the product and the nature of the people that we're targeting, allowing them to make sure that we explain it in as simple terms as possible, so that they can really get to grips with what's our proposition, how do we explain it in a way that we think is better for them than any alternatives, and ultimately try to get them through the door, and that's the big challenge for Creditspring is getting more people to know about us. We're a little secret at the moment, but when you look at the reviews that we have, and you look at, I think our CEO, Neil, who's our CEO, is always proud that we get thank you notes. It's incredibly rare that you get thank you notes for a lender, because like no one wants to, no one has those stories, whereas we do. Our customer operations team are always kind of finding, this is what people have been able to do with the loans, and it's not always about that, oh my god, I'm in an emergency, I'm in a bind and I have to get money quick. It's sometimes about a massive opportunity. So we had I think it was a set of grandparents who bought it because their grandchild was coming home and they wanted to create a nursery. So they're using the loans not just for the moments where there's difficulties, but actually for the moments that are filled with joy and opportunity. And to be able to kind of bring some of that to bear as well, I think is a great opportunity and a challenge for us.
What would you attribute as the main reason for Creditspring's success?
I think it goes back to kind of why we started. It was the right idea for a market that was in need of a solution, and a better solution than what was currently available. So we came in with a great proposition, a business model that simplified things, that people felt safe and secure around understanding what it means. And also kind of our language is really, really clear, right? It's no interest loans. We have no hidden fees. So if you kind of miss payments, you don't have compounding interest to then confuse you. Oh, okay, now how much do I owe? How much do I owe? Sorry. And when am I going to be able to pay it? All of these things. It's, you borrow the money, you pay exactly what you've borrowed, and you just pay the monthly fee. It's as simple as that. There is nothing for you to really have to work out beyond those two numbers. And being able to do that at a time when there was a huge flux in the market, at a time where we've seen some significant growth over the last year. We're now getting close to almost 300,000 members. So people who have taken out loans. We then have a whole host of people that have tried to take out loans but haven't been able to, but they can still take advantage of a lot of the educational content that we create. So we've got about another 190,000 sort of what we call our free members. So they get educational information. There are some tools there to keep them aware of how close they might be being to potentially being able to be approved. But also we have partnerships with other organizations that mean that it can help them in terms of their financial stability, whether that's through just offering simple discounts, but also products that may not necessarily be aware of. So I think we came in with the right proposition to the right market at a time when people were looking for something and something different and something that they could better relate to, better understand. And therefore that made them compelled to try us out, because it's a new company, so it's always a bit of a test. And fortunately, they've seen the benefits of being with us, and we have seen people stay and kind of become repeat customers, because our loans are for just 12 months. We've seen people renew time and time again, which is a testament again to the proposition, and obviously to the team that we have in making sure that they're getting great service.
Since winning that award, I know it's only been a couple of months or so, not even that, but how has that affected your business, both internally and externally?
So I think it's that, like, from our perspective, from an internal point of view, it's just been the, I guess, the confidence that it gives us of, like, actually we're on the right path. We're not, we haven't gone bonkers anywhere down the line. we are doing the right thing, and it's being recognized not just from our members but also externally as well. People are seeing that the things that we're doing are adding value to the industry and to obviously the UK public. So I think that recognition has done a massive world of good for us, kind of at an intrinsic level, and I think externally it just validates again. It adds weight to, when we talk about, like, our members love us. We've got 4.8 on Trustpilot and kind of Google reviews. We can kind of add this as kind of give more weight, give more confidence to any person who's not necessarily ever heard of us and is kind of going, oh, okay, are these guys are credible? They've got a lot of members, but is this someone I want to kind of make sure I put my trust into? It just adds weight to that. It just makes us makes the whole kind of circle a little bit more complete and builds confidence from a consumer perspective that we're a credible organization. We know what we're doing, and everything else around it also builds up on that.
So it is, like I said, it's always reinforcing that validity to people.
Yeah, I think celebrating with a cake also goes down very well in the office. When we get an award, so that's always really, really appreciated by everyone. So yeah, I think we kind of enjoy that on that sense as well.
As an award winner, would you recommend Business Awards UK to other businesses, and if so, why?
For sure. I mean, as I just explained, I think it does. It can bring so much and add so much gravitas to actually what we're doing. So the confidence that it gives the team internally and the support and kind of, we're doing the right thing, but also externally validating us as an organization. And as someone, again, we're not big. We know that we've got lots of members, but we're not necessarily well known. So this just adds a little bit more meat and into the credibility of the business, and that can only help as we want to continue to achieve our ambitions, which is to continue to grow, to take this message wider, and to be able to say we're award winners, we're recognized by industry, that we are a good company, is a great thing for us.
What is the next big step for yourself and Creditspring, would you say?
I mean, we're always hoping that this year is the breakthrough year, but I think that's definitely true for Creditspring. Like, I think, as I was saying, I think our membership in the last year grew by like 70% or something like that. So there's clearly a need in the market that we're still kind of, we're still able to fulfill on, and we're still able to help lots and lots of people in the UK. But we still need to, our brand needs to be a little bit stronger, a little bit better, so that we can fully get out there, make more people aware of what it is that we do and who we are, and hopefully kind of grow this market and actually make us one of the. We don't necessarily always see ourselves as an alternative, but see ourselves as part of a portfolio of credit that people may have, and it's putting us into that light, putting us into that consideration that, I think will only help us kind of grow in 2024.
Brilliant. Well, it sounds like it's going to be, like I said, an interesting and challenging year ahead, but I'm sure you guys are ready for it and ready to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole team has been sort of pumped about what are we going to do next? What are we developing? Whether that's new products, new, obviously from a purely selfish perspective, new marketing campaigns and activities that we want to do. But there's a lot of stuff coming. There's still a lot of opportunities, lots of ideas around the business. Around, okay, we think we can better serve this market in these ways and those ways. So hopefully, listen out, there'll definitely be news soon.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us today. And if they want to find yourself or Creditspring, where can they find you?
So we're all on all of the social pipes, as they say, whether that's Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever it is now called. I suspect it's still X, and LinkedIn as well. Always a good place to follow us. If you want to check us out online, it's creditspring.co.uk.
Brilliant. We'll make sure to put all those in the description. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Andre.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.